Yeah, I think that's definitely a point of reaching midlife crisis after buying a Honda as a project car. No, they are epic. I think they might be even classic. But now, my latest purchase is my childhood dream, or let's say everything that has put me into this whole motorized experience, etc., etc. If you scroll way back on my YouTube channel, you will see what kind of stuff I was doing when I was a kid, like 17, 18, 19 years old. That was namely modifying mopeds / scooters, 50cc up to 70cc, and eventually participating with the Dutch Scooter Sprint Championship. Yeah, so I was really drag racing those things. Sounds funny, but it was a lot of fun. And eventually that also put me into cars and my passion for motorized and modified stuff. So back then we were doing 50cc to 70. But there were also 180cc scooters / mopeds that you could modify, but it was not as fast, at least back in the days, because of the amount of RPMs they were making. And now, a good childhood friend of mine, Stefano, who I've been riding with forever, when we were young, he still is young, he still is doing a lot with the scooters. He has one here, he has many more others as well. And he told me that he knew one was being for sale of a friend of his that he helped to build, and that was also built together with the tuner that we used to use ourselves, Twin Scooter Service in Nuenen. Very good. Yeah, maybe I will stop by them soon again and do another 70cc. But anyway, he told me that this thing ended up... Oh! Mahalo! A šta ima?
Pomalo.
Imaš li ćevapi? Random. Totally unscripted. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, anyway, he knew that there was 172cc scooter for sale. So it's actually a motor scooter on plates. Originally 150, or was it 120? Yeah, 150. 150, but now with the Gilera Runner 180cc motor engine, and also put in the papers and everything, and all is good and fully modified. So it has big exhaust, it has the torsion bar so the engine will not break, massive 35mm carburetor on the back, and all the important things, among which it's Malossi RS24 shocks front and back, modified brakes, of course, lines, etc., etc. And on the dyno it has shown, oh, that's completely opposite spectrum of a Nevera. On the dyno it's shown slightly over 31 horsepower on 70, 80 kilos probably. I remember back in the days 50 kilo for a sprint scooter was a lot, but yeah. Long story short, since this is a channel for onboards and Nürburgring, well, bikes are banned, although this is a motorcycle on plates, from the Nürburgring, at least except for a couple of track days. There is, however, a yearly event called Anlassen, where a priest is blessing all the bikers and then they can do a slow lap. Last year there were like 45,000 bikers. So it's going to be a very slow one, but it's a possibility to go on it. And this is what we'll be doing, because it's a motorcycle. And this as well. So, what mods are you running?
Just a stock engine.
So 125 or one?
No, it's
180.
Yeah.
180. Nice. So you're like probably like 24 horsepower or so, something.
23.
23. Yeah. Nice. Like back in the old days, I don't think I'll be able to pull off a wheelie with a bit of practice, but definitely not today. But let's give it a go. Let's start her up. Let me turn on the. Do I do it maximum open or?
Yeah.
It's like full. Ah yeah, okay, perfect. And then kick. Yeah. Let's go for a lap. And last moment, we're also joined by one and only the best mechanic of E36s around the neighborhood. The reason why Gio's car is kind of running.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you have? It's a Viva City.
It's a Viva City 100.
100, nice.
Oh, she's rapid.
Dude.
This is a cheap bargain I've had for years.
Yeah.
And it runs mint. And
Look
I've had
at-
118 kilometers an hour out of it.
Nice. So it's like what, 10 horsepower or so? 8
know.
maybe? Yeah. Nice.
I didn't read the brochure.
Alright, let's go do a lap. Yay.
Biggest lap ever.
Yeah. A bit of vlog material with my phone. We made it to the GP track. Everything's one piece. I mean, I didn't expect otherwise. Massive traffic jam. I didn't show you the boulevard because it was even crazier. But yeah, most of the scooters are already on the track. You can see it there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, you see them driving there. Oh, it's a dyno. It's a dyno.
Dino track.
Should put mine on the dyno. carousel photo. That was amazing. I don't know how much audio you saw, probably we just used a snippet, maybe the full lap, I don't know. Wow, so many bikes.
That was hilarious.
That was, dude, I feel 16 again. Definitely. That was so cool. Nice. And the pace was quite good. I mean, everyone just riding their own pace. We could go quite fast as well. I mean, for proper superbike, that was nothing, but with this, it was amazing. I think we should do more next year, for sure. That was sick. Haha. Epic. Super cool. Got blessed by a priest. Look at the queue now.